In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to make a 3D man in Scratch 3.0, which we have opportunities to move it right, left, and enlarge it, and delarge it. And we can also enlarge it by the space, and we can change the ghost effect. So that's it. Let's make it. So today we'll be making a 3D man in Scratch 3.0. So I have different costumes, like 6 costumes. You can also have that. If you don't have, so you can go to the link description in the description below. You can find out in my Google Drive. So I have 6 costumes. One is the eye, shoulders and hands, mouth, hairs, nose and hairs, eyes and hairs, and head. So what I'm going to do is, when clicked, we just simply hide and set ghost effect to 0. We will set the ghost effect to 0. Now we will drag in forever loop. In that forever loop, we are going to erase all. Now we to go to X at the middle point, which is 0 and 0. Now we will switch the costume in looks, switch costume to costume 2, which is this costume, the eyes. Now we will change the X. Where is that? Change X by drag and multiply mouse X in the sensing, which is here, mouse X, and into 0.05. Now we also have to change the Y, which is like this. Change Y by duplicate and add. Now in the end we have to stem. So now what we are going to do is to duplicate that. Duplicate this, duplicate, and here. Now we again duplicate this thing here. Now 1 2 3, and we have to do this 2 times more, like here. 1 2 3 4 5, 1 2 3 4 5. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is that we are going to next costume. So what we are going to do is, in the next costume, we are again going to stamp just delete that, stamp, and how much time we're going to do that is 3 times. Okay, so I just duplicate this thing, that's 2 times, and 1 more time. Okay, so that is 1 more time. Now again we're going to do next costume, again the next costume, and again this thing here, sorry, from the stem here till the stem. So now what we're going to do is again the next costume, and in that next costume we again have to do 1 time, like this. I duplicate this thing and put it right here in the next costume. So how many times we have done the next costume? 1 and 2 times. In the next costume, again that thing is going to be held. So in the next costume, again I think that from here and this and this, now it's almost perfect. It's like a man. In the diagram we can show it's like a man. So now what we're going to do is we are going to go to the events and drag and when clicked, and we have to set size to 100% because it can change the size. Okay, set size to 100%. So we say forever if if key left arrow is pressed, if the key left arrow is pressed, turn 5 degrees, turn 5 degrees, and if the right arrow is pressed, then turn in the opposite direction and 5 degrees. Now we are going to drag another if and say, and in the operators, and okay, so one greater and one less than. In the looks we are going to drag size and another size. Now if size is greater than 85 and less than 230, then if key up arrow is pressed, then change size by 1. Is that change size by 1? And if key down arrow is pressed, and just here, if key down, okay, here it is, if key down arrow is pressed, then change size by -1. So now what we are going to do, if size equals to 85, then we are going to just simply set the size. If size, okay, just duplicate this thing. If size equals to 85, then we'll set the size to, when we set the size to 86, and if size equals to 230, if size equals to 230, then we set the size to 229. Now if key W is pressed, then we change the ghost effect, and if key space is pressed, then we set it to original size. If, okay, so duplicate this thing. If key W is here, if the key W is pressed, then change ghost effect, change ghost effects by 5. And if key space is pressed, then set size, okay, sorry, if key space is pressed, then we just set size to the original size, which is 100, or any original size you have set. And if key S is pressed, that's all the opportunities we are giving to the player. If key S is pressed, then we just simply go to set ghost effect by -5. So that is, we will now see when we go up. So that is our program. That's a little glitchy. That's not very good, but not very bad either. Okay, here it is. Now S, if we press the S, then it set the ghost effect. If W, then it set this. Now if we do this, WASD. Now that is our project. That is the project. Okay, so we can also move this if we want to move. If we want to enlighten him, then this, then now we have all these opportunities. So thank you guys for watching. Meet you in the next tutorial.